This is what I like to call a beware video. We have to be aware of this swing fault, this setup fault to be ultra precise, because it could have a massive impact, massive negative impact on our striking and our ability to get that ball to that target. So you have to be aware of this. Before we start, don't forget, hit that link below to get on the waiting list for lessons with myself here at Whittleby Park Golf Club. Now, a lot of you out there favor a wide stance. You feel like you really need to have a big solid base to try and hold your balance. It makes total common sense. We stand there, feet really wide apart, and we think, hang on, we can just swing this golf club and we're going to be in a nice amount of balance. We've got a nice solid strong base. However, a lot of you take it too far, and especially with the driver, because the problem is what you'll do with the driver, you'll put that right foot out in an attempt to try and hit up on the ball. Again, makes total common sense. But here's why it's a really bad thing to have those feet really wide apart. Because the problem is the further our feet are apart, the less hip mobility we have got. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the problem is we've got on the way down and through, we need to make sure those hips are nice and loose. We need to make sure we're swinging towards that target with those hips on the way through. On the way back, we turn. On the way through, we swing towards that target. However, the problem is if you've got, for example, your right foot way further back, we're going to get very, very stuck. And the problem is, you'll notice now when I swing, I'm going a little bit to the extreme here as demonstration purposes. The problem is I just can't move my hips. So the problem is the contact is going to be poor at best. It's going to be a struggle with the ground. It's going to be a struggle to get that club to that ground where it should be. So what you've got to try and make sure happen is your feet no more than shoulder width apart. And trust me as well, especially with the driver as well, do not have your feet too wide apart. Shoulder width apart, just slightly past shoulder width apart is absolutely fine, because the problem is we want to keep that hip mobility through there. I'm going to go to the extreme here. We're going to put our feet really, really close. We've got all this lovely room with which to swing our hips. Problem is, in our mind, we feel unbalanced. We're not, but we can move our hips beautifully through. When we've got those hips too far apart, it's going to be a struggle to get that right hip for right-handed golfers through that ball. So watch out. Feet shoulder width apart, no more than that, because we're going to be struggling.